Welcome, and thank you for joining us. Today, I am sharing the most important lessons I learned from completing my first government contract proposal submission. This presentation is for small business owners, new contractors, and anyone navigating the federal marketplace for the first time. What I share today is grounded in practical experience, not just theory. The process revealed realities that cannot be learned from reading the Federal Acquisition Regulation alone. We will cover 14 key lessons, and my goal is that by the end you will have a clear, actionable framework for your next submission. Let us begin. Let me start with the single most important mindset shift I had to make. I came into this process thinking a government proposal was similar to a commercial sales proposal, that compelling writing and a strong solution would carry the day. I was wrong. Government proposals are primarily compliance documents. The evaluation process begins with a compliance check, and if you fail that check, your technical solution never gets read. I also discovered that writing the proposal was only a fraction of the work. The real work was project management, coordinating contributors, tracking requirements, managing quality, resolving issues, and hitting the hard deadline with no flexibility. And the third mindset shift. The first proposal is not just about winning one contract. It is about building the systems, templates, and knowledge that make every future proposal faster, better, and more competitive. Here is a high-level overview of the 14 lessons we will cover today. I have grouped them roughly in the order they are encountered during proposal development, starting with compliance, moving through the writing and pricing process, into teaming and documentation, and ending with what happens after you submit. You will notice that several of these lessons, compliance, quality control, documentation, project management, are interconnected. They do not exist in isolation. Let us now go through each one in detail. Let us start with the first three lessons, which together form the foundation of any government proposal. Lesson 1. Compliance comes before creativity. Unlike commercial proposals, a federal proposal is evaluated against a defined checklist. Page limits, font sizes, required forms, filing formats, all of these matter. Fail any one of them and your proposal may be rejected before a single evaluator reads your technical approach. Lesson 2. Begin earlier than you think necessary. I originally estimated that writing would take the majority of my time. I was wrong. Collecting partner documentation, gathering signatures, verifying registrations, and formatting the final package consumed enormous time. Lesson 3. Read the solicitation at least 3 times before writing anything. The first read gives you a general picture. The second surfaces submission requirements. The third reveals evaluation criteria and scoring. Each subsequent read uncovers additional detail. I discovered critical requirements on my 5th read that I had missed in all previous reviews. Lessons 4 and 5 are the process tools that keep the entire proposal on track. Lesson 4, the compliance matrix. Before you write a single word, map every requirement in the solicitation to a proposal section, an author, a deadline, and a supporting attachment. This document becomes the heartbeat of your proposal development effort. It tells you at a glance what is done, what is in progress, and what is at risk. Lesson 5. Quality control through multiple independent reviews. I cannot overstate this. The errors visible on this chart, inconsistent company names, omitted attachments, conflicting pricing, were caught by reviewers who had not written the content. Authors are blind to their own mistakes. You need fresh eyes at every review stage. The government contracting industry uses a color-coded review system. Pink team for early draft review, red team for a full mock evaluation, gold team for final polish, and a compliance check before submission. Each layer catches something the previous one missed. Lesson 6. Pricing. This was one of the biggest surprises for me. I initially thought pricing was arithmetic. I was wrong. Pricing in a government proposal communicates your understanding of the requirement. An evaluator who sees a price that is dramatically lower than competitors will question whether you understand the scope. One that is dramatically higher signals poor cost controls. A well-structured price tells a story. It shows you understand labor requirements, indirect cost structures, subcontractor involvement, and the risk profile of the contract type. Equally important, every cost element needs written justification, called a basis of estimate. You must be able to explain how every number was derived. The government may negotiate, audit, or question your pricing. You need documentation to support every line item. Lesson 7. Teaming. As a small business entering the federal marketplace, your teaming relationships determine whether you can compete at all. Large contracts often require capabilities, past performance, or certifications that a new firm does not yet have on its own. Strategic partners fill those gaps. But choosing the wrong partner creates enormous risk. I learned to evaluate partners not just on capability, but on responsiveness during the proposal process. A partner who disappears when you need their section written or their certification submitted is a liability. The single most important advice on teaming: put everything in writing before proposal submission. A teaming agreement should define roles, responsibilities, work share percentages, and confidentiality obligations. Verbal agreements dissolve under the pressure of a proposal deadline. Lessons 8 and 9 are about operational discipline. Lesson 8, documentation. Government contracting is documentation intensive. Your SAM registration must be active. Your UEI and cage code must be correct. Your past performance forms, representations and certifications, and subcontractor commitments must be assembled and verified. I recommend building this document library before any solicitation appears. When you receive a solicitation, you want to focus on the technical response, not scrambling for your cage code. Lesson 9. Proposal development is a project management exercise. It requires a schedule with milestones, assigned responsibilities, and a structured review cadence. The proposal schedule I now follow runs from kickoff through pink team, a full draft, red team evaluation, gold team polish, and finally submission, with the goal of submitting before noon on the due date. Without this structure, proposal development becomes chaotic and errors multiply. Lessons 10 and 11 are about building long-term capability. Lesson 10, past performance. Even as a first-time contractor, you must demonstrate relevant experience. That experience does not have to come from government contracts. Key personnel with federal experience, subcontractors with CPARS ratings, and commercial projects with comparable scope all count as supporting evidence. The critical rule: quantify everything. Do not say you improved service delivery. Say you maintained a 98.6% on-schedule rate across 127 task orders over 3 years. Numbers build evaluator confidence. Lesson 11, reusable assets. One of the most important investments you make is converting your first proposal effort into reusable infrastructure. Every template, checklist, pricing model, and database you build now pays dividends on every future proposal. The goal is to never solve the same problem twice. Our final 3 lessons cover the human and continuous dimensions of government contracting. Lesson 12, relationships matter. The contracting officer is not your adversary. They want a capable contractor to succeed. Building professional, respectful relationships with contracting officers, teaming partners, and reviewers opens doors that no proposal can open on its own. Lesson 13. Government contracting changes constantly. FAR amendments, SBA rule changes, new evaluation methodologies, and regulatory updates require ongoing education. The contractors who succeed long-term treat every solicitation as a learning opportunity, even when they do not win. Lesson 14. Submission is the beginning of evaluation, not the end of your work. After submission, you must confirm receipt, respond to clarification requests, maintain your proposal files, and prepare for potential negotiations. And regardless of the outcome, request a debrief. Debriefs from losing proposals are among the most valuable intelligence available to any government contractor. Let me bring everything together with a personal reflection. The radar chart on the left illustrates the transformation that a disciplined first proposal experience produces. Before, capability in compliance, process, pricing, documentation, teaming, and past performance is modest. After applying these 14 lessons systematically, capability across every dimension improves dramatically. The deeper lesson is this: Proposal development is not an art form reserved for experienced writers. It is a repeatable business process. Anyone who commits to compliance, preparation, teamwork, and continuous improvement can develop high-quality government proposals. Your first proposal is not just about winning one contract. It is about building the systems, the team, and the institutional knowledge that will make you more capable, more credible, and more competitive with every submission that follows. Here is a practical tool you can use on every future proposal submission: the 14-lesson scorecard. Before you hit submit, go through each of these 14 checkpoints. If any item is unchecked, that is a risk to your submission. This takes 15 minutes and can prevent the mistakes that most commonly cost proposals their competitiveness. Print this slide, post it on the wall of your proposal room, and do not submit until every box is checked. Thank you for joining us today for this deep dive into the 14 lessons learned from my first government proposal submission. The path to becoming a successful government contractor begins with a single proposal, but it is built through discipline, continuous learning, and the right support. At Nabor Consulting, we work with small businesses navigating the federal marketplace, from initial proposal review and compliance audits to pricing strategy and teaming support. If you are preparing for your first submission or working to improve your win rate on future proposals, we would love to help. Visit Nabor Consulting. Come and book a free consultation. Your first proposal is the foundation. Let us help you build it right. Thank you.